Aloha. Welcome to Church of the Holy Cross, United Church of Christ in Hilo, Hawaii. I'm Eric Anderson. I'm the pastor here, and it's Wednesday at 11 a.m., so that means it is time for a song from Church of the Holy Cross. So glad that you could be with me today. So I write songs in recognition or response. I guess response is probably the more usual term, in response to events that have gone on in the world. And sometimes these songs linger. They become a part of my usual repertoire. But this is a song I haven't actually sung in some time. I wrote it in 2010 after the disaster with the Deepwater Horizon, which exploded and sank, and then there was an oil leak from the wellhead deep beneath the ocean, and that went on for days, weeks, even months, I think. It is accounted the largest oil spill from an undersea well in history. Well, I haven't sung this song in a long time. The Deepwater Horizon passed out of the news, of course, and there weren't additional accidents, at least not of similar magnitude or just kind of big, until last weekend, when I found myself confronted with pictures and video from the Gulf of Mexico of a fire welling up from beneath the surface of the ocean. It was frequently described as the ocean literally being on fire. Well, it wasn't. It was a plume of gas that had become ignited underwater. But one of the most ridiculous things I've ever seen was a group of boats spraying water on the ocean to put out a fire below the ocean. Incidentally, the oil company in question has made the fascinating assertion that there was no oil spill from this accident, which was in a pipeline rather than a wellhead, which strikes me as being truly remarkable, because I don't know how in the heck you get an oil fire underneath the ocean without a release of oil. Well, so this song is 11 years old, and it's about the Deepwater Horizon, and, well, it seems relevant again. Aboard the Deepwater Horizon, a mile above the well, the gas roared to the surface and it lit the flames of hell. 11 workers died there as the rig began to sink. America's cars are thirsty, and when they thirst, they drink. A fire in the darkness, oil gushing from the deep. Seabirds, shrimp, and turtles' hearts take their final beat. Petroleum Communion, baptism of oil, sacrifice of grieving, they died for you. They said it could never happen. There were fail-safes and a plan. 40 miles from the coastline, it would end before it began. But the batteries and the backups betrayed themselves, all drained. waves and beaches tarnished with a mahogany rainbow stain. A fire in the darkness, oil gushing from the deep. Seabirds, shrimp, and turtles' hearts take their final beat. Petroleum Communion, baptism of oil, sacrifice of grieving, they died for you. Asphalt on the highways, plastic in the toys, the spark within the light bulb, the power we employ. Oil to warm our Windsors, oil to meet our need, is the oil that slays the pelican and a product of our greed. Fire in the darkness, oil gushing from the deep. Seabirds, shrimp, and turtles' hearts take their final beat. Petroleum Communion, baptism of oil, sacrifice of grieving, they died for you. Ask forgiveness of the dolphin, absolution of the marsh. Beg the mercy of the seagull, whose voice and death are harsh. Petroleum Communion, earth's oily blood stains our hands together and earns the tears of God. Fire in the darkness, oil gushing from the deep. Seabirds, shrimp, and turtles' hearts take their final beat. Petroleum Communion, baptism of oil, sacrifice of grieving, they died for you. Petroleum Communion. I really wish this song weren't relevant again. So, this Friday we have the community concert coming up at 6, and of course we have worship from Church of the Holy Cross on Sunday at 10 a.m. Something else to be aware of is that General Synod of the United Church of Christ begins on Sunday with opening worship. And you can find out more about that at generalsynod.org, GENERALSYNOD.org. Hope that you'll be with me again next Wednesday at 11 for another song from Church of the Holy Cross. Whatever time we are next together, may we greet it in health and with a song in our hearts. Aloha.